great opportunities before us. The old barriers are crumbling. The old barriers are taking place. Commanders for Stephen King Hall in England back in the early 1950s. A naval commander later became Lord King Hall. He did something very dramatic in those days as a military man to educate a royal commission in England to examine whether national defense could be provided by nonviolent resistance. He got the hearing. It didn't go very far. But there have been things along the line. The movement of a massive nonviolent struggle is not just in Tunisia and Egypt and Syria and others. It's been going on for quite a number of years now. When I was in college, we knew that there was something about Stalin's regime that wasn't very nice. We knew that all of Eastern Europe was under communist control, but we expected it would remain there for decades, barring a Western military intervention. That didn't happen. But the peoples of Poland and East Germany and the former Czechoslovakia and other countries are now free. Not because of the Western military intervention, but because of the action of the peoples of those countries who have freed themselves, predominantly using nonviolent struggle. And now the Arabs have taken the banner and carried it further in a way that people can no longer deny this. Always historically, this kind of struggle has been dismissed, discredited, and denied and belittled. Even in the American Revolution, the focus is usually on the military struggle that the Americans might have lost except for the French help. But there were 3 sophisticated nonviolent struggle campaigns before Lexington conquered. They came within a hair of achieving independence, in which the British governors brought back to London what you should never admit to your boss. Everything was fine when we got here. Now I have, this is literally a quotation, I have no power outside of my own house. That part of the history is ignored. I learned a little from the history of the Hungarian Revolution against the Austro-Hungarian Empire. But after the violent rising led by Kossuth, when it was crushed, he fled to New York. The new movement developed there from 1850 to 1867, which led to the recognition by Austria of the de facto independence of Hungary. And when I met a historian, a Hungarian historian who had to come out during the revolution when I was in Oxford, I said, is there a book on this in Hungary? No. That's how I'm not so good. Now that is changing. This is recognized as a type of struggle, sometimes called people power, which has great capacity and greater capacity for the future. Because now we are learning and can learn more about how it can be successful. What makes it succeed? What makes it fail? How can people not be trained by some expert somewhere and have a 2-week or 1 week or 3-hour training session for you? How can you learn? How can you plan your own struggle so you don't depend on the existence of a Gandhi, who made all kinds of things. He was a strategic genius, intuitive perhaps, but he knew how to do it. And I learned about community references and the politics and all that, his thinking, his insights. But now we can learn how to do it, how strategies can be developed. This is the one book we did called Civilian-Based Defense, which Princeton published, on how this could be used for national defense. These writings are practical. They were used by the governments of Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania, and Pete was there, and on these occasions when we were over there during those days. And they used those ideas as the broad strategic outline of their defiance for their independence. So those three little countries got out of the Soviet Union. They were already republics in the Soviet Union, compared to Czechia. They got out of them successfully, with 11 casualties dead in Lithuania, 8 infected, and nobody killed in Estonia, compared to Czechia. This is the new realism, the new calculating the forces of power, how to wield it skillfully, how to resist the forces over you that are repressing the program of self-liberation.